What's up, everybody? It's the Outlaw John Rocha here with a review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been waiting like crazy for this 4-hour epic to come out on HBO Max, and it is finally out for you to enjoy. I'm not going to drop too many spoilers, or probably any spoilers on this review. We're just going to talk about my overall reactions, my experience watching this thing. I've been waiting for this thing, as I said, for quite a long time. If you want to watch our spoiler review reaction here from the Outlaw Nation channel, we are going to do that on Sunday night. If you're watching this Sunday night, 7 p.m. PT, me, Michael Vogel, Shannon McClung, and Mike Kalinowski joining us. You know, when the four of us get together, it ain't a review like any other. It's our own unique review. It'll be spoiler filled and what have you. We'll break down the nook and crannies of every single part of that 4-hour epic that Zack Snyder has directed. Well, listen, this one has been a long time coming. I just had Sean O'Connell on the Outlaw Nation show to speak about his book on the release, The Snyder Cut Movement. Fantastic book. You should pick it up on Amazon. If you haven't yet, watch the interview as well. So the hype has been going for quite some time. Thanks to Zack Snyder, thanks to the fans who were in the release, the Snyder Cut movement as well, and the day is finally here. I watched it all day yesterday. I broke it up into 3 parts because I had other shows to host, other things going on, but the overall effect is I loved it. I absolutely loved it from beginning to end. At no point was I bored. At no point did I feel like, oh, he's shoving stuff in. At no point did I feel like he had gone too far in what he wanted to create. And here's the thing that I kept coming back to. There is no way a studio would have probably released a 4-hour film like this. That being said, the studio would have absolutely made $1 billion if they had released this film instead of what they had released there from what Joss Whedon did. Clearly, there was a lot of behind-the-scenes machinations going on over there at Warner Brothers and all the people involved there who clearly didn't want Zack Snyder's cut to come out for whatever reasons, whether it be to get their bonuses, whether they just didn't like the way that Zack was approaching these characters, or they had jitters after the box office from BVS. So, just full disclosure, I am a massive fan of Man of Steel, not the biggest fan of BVS, the Ultimate Cut or otherwise, just not a massive fan of it, although there are some good scenes in it. And I kind of defended a little bit of Justice League, and the stuff I defended was in the movie. So clearly my points of views about Zack Snyder were positive, even watching that Frankenstein version of Justice League. So going into this, the BVS stuff and a little bit of the Justice League issues had some cautious optimism that I was going to enjoy this thing, and I thoroughly did. I mean, the action sequences are so well done. The imagery is stunning. I mean, there are moments where you will stop watching the movie just so you can really savor the cinematography, the color, the look, the style that he is putting on screen. And yes, the 4:3 completely works, doesn't take away anything. And for those of you who might not know, it does not cut off any. It was shot 4:3 on purpose. I'm hoping I will get to see this thing on IMAX down the road. That being said, it was great to see Henry Cavill back as Superman. It was great to see Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck gets so much time to play Batman in this movie, to play Bruce Wayne in this movie, to have interactions with every member of the Justice League that kind of furthers your appreciation with what Ben Affleck did with that character. It was great to see Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman in this version of Justice League. Certainly, she does a great job with the interpretation of the role in the first Wonder Woman. And yeah, whatever your feelings are about the second Wonder Woman, I totally understand. But she does a great job here. Both of them kind of co-bringing the team together. We get so much more of what was originally intended for Jason Momoa and his version of Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman. That was great to see as well. There's a lot of music, a lot of musical cues here that are attached to these characters that I think augment and accentuate what they naturally bring as actors to these characters and what Zack Snyder's vision was for these characters as they came together. We do get more with Ezra Miller as well. A lot of comedy relief. Whether it hits for you or not, it's going to be up to you. Some of the moments hit for me. Some of the moments didn't. And of course, you can't ignore the stuff that is going on, or stuff that went on with Ezra Miller behind the scenes. We still haven't gotten an explanation for that video and what have you. So you have to watch this thing and have your own conversations about how you feel about seeing him as Flash again in this movie. But you know, you got to give so much love to Junkie XL SL score, as I mentioned here. All of it just works so well in conjunction to tell this story. The look of Steppenwolf is fantastic. Darkseid is awesome. It's so great to see what I have read in the comics all my life. Darkseid come to life in a way that doesn't look bad. The CG doesn't look bad for him. The CG doesn't look bad. The changes in the look of Steppenwolf, that's a way more intimidating character than the one we got in Justice League. The interactions with Desaad and with Darkseid here between Steppenwolf, all of that really brings that world of Apocalypse to life that we've read about in the comics and known for so many years. And for those of you who haven't read it, you should definitely dive into some of the great Superman stories with his battles against Darkseid throughout the history of that character's existence in DC Comics. All of this coming together, and of course, can't talk about the whole team without mentioning Ray Fisher and talking about Ray Fisher and the Victor Stone storyline. That was so great. I mean, it was great to see Ray Fisher's talent come to the forefront, come through the character he was creating, Victor Stone, and seeing the relationship he has with Joe Morton, that great actor Joe Morton who plays his dad, and hear the story of how this all went down. This is the thing that I think is really the genuinely awesome thing about the movie, is that there are a lot of great emotional story beats that allow you to connect to these characters that don't feel manipulative, don't feel melodramatic. They feel authentic and real to what Zack Snyder is creating in this universe, you know. And the Victor Stone storyline, there's a thing he does where he helps a certain person who is suffering financially, that it will touch your heart. There's a way he's interacting and remembering, the situation with his father and how he became Cyborg, and then how that all comes to an emotional payoff later on in the film as well. And then when they all come together, the way they fight, the way they interact, the way they work together, this is a more adult approach to Justice League. I will say that to you right now. This is a way more adult approach to Justice League, and it's great to see a little more of the Dark Knight Returns vibe kind of permeate the entire movie. People do get killed. People get beat up. People get beheaded. This is what happens in this movie, and I appreciate it. As someone who enjoys the more adult approach to DC Comics, to Marvel Comics, I thoroughly love what Zack Snyder did here in this movie. I cannot speak about it enough. Halfway through, I immediately wanted to go and buy the 4K edition of this movie, and whenever it comes out in 4K, I'm going to buy it, because it is a movie to be savored, to be enjoyed, to be caught up in. And I think, with all the stuff that happened with with the previous version of Justice League, and of course, all the stuff that went down was not the greatest stuff. But if it led to this incredible movie, if it led to Zack getting the time and the space to create the movie he wanted to create, then I think, honestly, it was all worth it in terms of the stuff going on behind the scenes and the battles and what have you. It was all worth it, because we got a movie that all of us who had kind of enjoyed some of the pillars or the foundation of what Zack Snyder was trying to do with these characters, we got the movie that we really wanted to see. Now, I've seen some people complain about the length of 4 hours and what have you. I never felt the length. I'm gonna be curious to see what you guys think about the nightmare sequence and where it lands in the movie. We do get, as we see in the trailer, get Joker coming back. You've seen already in some of the teaser trailers, Joe Manganiello coming back. Certainly there's more of that, so you'll see some more interactions, some interesting, unusual interactions in the nightmare sequence. So I'm not going to spoil that. We're going to talk about that, as I said, in the spoiler review Sunday night on the Outlaw Nation channel on the Geek Buddies with Mike Kalinowski. But I'll be curious to hear what you all think about the nightmare sequence. But here's what I'll tell you. The story makes so much sense. The mother boxes, the unity, when we go back in time to see all the different people who fought off Darkseid the first time, is great to see, and how it all comes together later on in the future, in the present day, as we're watching the movie, works so well. The look of the film, the graphics, the CGI, the emotional interactions with the characters, the progression of the characters, the reasoning, the motivation, the impetus for these characters doing the things that they're doing, it all makes sense. And when they all come together to be part of the team on their own journeys, by the way, not everyone just goes, yes, let's all do it. Everyone has to take their own journey, and the movie lets it breathe. I think that's the number one thing I enjoyed about the movie, is that it allowed these characters, even amidst all the awesome action sequences and the long fight scenes, it allows these characters to breathe and these actors to breathe and have time to create what they want to create with these roles. And Zack, I think, just did an excellent job directing this one. This is already in my top 10 of greatest superhero movies ever. And this is already in my top 3 and could push its way to number 1 if when I watch it more and more and savor it more and more. It could move its way to number 1 for sure, because to do a 4-hour superhero movie that never feels tired, never feels too long, I never feel bored, I love it. And it doesn't talk down to the audience. It presents its story, and it asks you to understand what they're talking about, get the science of it all, get the history of it all, connect it all together so that you can have an emotional payoff watching what happens at the end. It was completely worth it. And the number one thing, there's no Russian family. There's no Russian family in this thing. And so that was such a joy. And I know that was Whedon's creation, but I was a little worried that maybe it might pop up or segments. It does not pop up. The human characters that we get, the non-superhero characters that we get to spend time with, Zack does a great job bringing those characters to life. Bringing back Lois Lane, bringing back Ma Kent, having these beautifully emotional moments. It fits so much. When I tweeted this out, the way he decorates the emotional moments that we saw in the Joss Whedon Justice League with what he was intending to have around these emotional moments so completely works. And it's such a great payoff. So, as you can tell by my excited review here, it is well worth your time. I highly recommend it. There's no way you can just watch it once if you love it. You want to go back. It'll put that thing in you to go back and watch it over and over and over again. And it is like a graphic novel approach to these characters, a more adult approach, a more brutal approach, a more grittier approach, a more honest approach, but still retaining what these characters represent, which is supposed to be the best of us and protecting us from a world-ending situation. So, all right, it's out now on HBO Max. Hope you go and enjoy it. Let me know what you thought in the comments section below. Remember to like this video, share this video. I don't do a lot of reviews. I'm trying to make myself do more. So you guys sharing it, you guys commenting on it, you guys liking it, that'll help motivate me to do more of these reviews, and I hope you enjoy it. So, all right, thanks, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Remember to subscribe to the channel down below, as I'll be doing more and more content around this and other stuff in the future as well. And I think that's it. All right, I'll talk to you. Oh, and follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram, and enjoy the movie. See you soon.